It's
and
Oddworld.
Hey oddballs, I'm your host Jensen, and welcome to episode 56. Okay, so I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to kind of dive into Chinese zodiac signs because I think they're fun and it's different. And they don't really do it by month like the zodiac I'm used to. They do it by year. So I am going to do these kind of at random almost because since they do it by year, there's really no monthly zodiac. So here we go.
zodiac.
I'm into that.
We're going to be learning about the rabbit today. 2023 is actually the year of the rabbit. And so what better way to start off my new little zodiac segment by starting off with the year of the rabbit. Let's learn about it. For Chinese people, the rabbit is a tame creature representing hope and life for a long time. It is tender and lovely. The moon goddess Chang'u in Chinese legend has a rabbit as her pet, which stimulates the thought that only this creature is able enough to match her noble beauty. Another way of saying is that the rabbit is the incarnation of the moon goddess per se, and it is always a symbol of pureness and auspiciousness. People born in the year of the rabbit are gentle and approachable. They have a decent, noble, and elegant manner. In order to figure out which one you are, it's basically 12 years. So 2023, we'll start out with the rabbit. 12 years ago, 2011, you would also be a rabbit. 12 years before that, 1999, so forth and so on. So if you don't want to do the math right now, or if you can't, trust me, I'm not judging you. But here is a short list of people who are rabbits. So 2023, 2011, 1999, 1987, 1975, 1963, 1951, 1939, 1927, and 1915. Now, obviously, I don't think any of my listeners were born in 1915, but if you had like a relative in the past, or good Lord, it would be incredible if somebody was still alive. Anyhow, if you want to do the math prior to 1915, just minus 12 years and just so forth and so on. And that's just strictly for this year of the rabbit. But yeah, that's a little bit about a rabbit. Well, I hope you guys learned a little something about a rabbit. And we're going to go ahead and move on to stories.
This comes from kzjk on Reddit.
Back in 2005, I was on a family vacation in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We stayed in a cabin in the mountains, 2 bedrooms downstairs and a loft bedroom upstairs. The loft was enclosed but had a large bifold window that could be opened to overlook the open living room below. I claimed the loft for myself. One night, I had gone to bed before everyone else. The bifold window was closed, but the light from the living room leaked through the cracks and dimly lit the room. I put my headphones on, popped my Avril Lavigne CD into my Discman, and lay down in bed. I was on my back, eyes closed, and fumbled around with my CD player, trying to change the songs. I couldn't quite get it, so I opened my eyes to see where the button was. When I did, there was nothing but darkness. I was confused because the light from the window was gone and the room was pitch black. I suddenly realized something was covering my eyes because it began to move away from me. revealing the edges of its body in the light from the window. I stared, frozen, as this creature flew back, ending in the upper corner of the bedroom, and started disappearing into the shadows. I pulled the sheets over my head, crushed my eyes closed, and turned up the volume as loud as it would go. I ended up passing out like that for the night. The next morning, I was telling my mom what happened, and she tells me she also had a strange experience early that morning. She was sitting on the edge of her bed, putting socks on, when one of the dresser drawer handles, styled like a door knocker, started lifting and dropping against the dresser. She watched it continue for a minute before reaching over and holding it down. Then another started doing it, so she held that one down as well. When a third one started doing it, she bolted out of the room. Several years later, I was relaying this story to a new friend, and his response to the creature's physical description was, "Sounds like a wraith." And I admittedly didn't know what that was. I grew up in a house with lots of ghost activity, so anything remotely spooky was not of interest to me. He pulled up an image to show me, and instantly tears were rolling down my face. Not sad, just my body's response, which felt so weird to me. It was exactly what I had seen that night. And that's one of the creepiest experiences I've had with the paranormal. It's a close second to an entity that followed me across the country and was also seen by two separate exes many years apart. Side note, I'm a designer/animator, and I've been wanting to animate the Wraith experience for a while. Maybe it's time. I will say I had no clue what a wraith was, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. I did look it up, but it's a dementor. I mean, hear me out. It's like a bony figure that has a cloak on with a hood up, and the cloak is all tattered up, and you know what? I'm just going to read what this one article says. Wraiths can appear in many forms. They are often portrayed as dark shadow-like entities wearing black hooded cloaks. If seen, their arms and legs are bony and corpse-like. Their faces can be skeletal-looking or like endless black holes hiding inside their black hoods. They also appear as shapeless and dark figures just hiding in the night in dark, unknown places, waiting to capture the soul of anyone that crosses their path. They are described as full of devastation and fury. These evil monsters are also intelligent. They will also sometimes act with grudge against specific individuals and will seek out until they have captured their target's soul. Literally, all I am picturing is the Dementors sucking the life out of everyone. Like, excuse me? No. Just no. Have you ever had anything like this happen before? Have you ever heard of a wraith before? And please forgive me if I am saying it wrong and correct me if I am. It's like I'm having a conversation with you, but you can't talk back. Anyhow, just yell at me through your speakers as if you're like talking to me, and I'll pick up on the vibes. But anyhow, let's go ahead and move on to the next story.
This comes from head-jikama-35 on Reddit.
Is this an actual demon or just a nightmare? At my mom's house, there is this creature, and It looked like it was made of black fire. It got really close to me. And at one point, my imaginary friend told me to wake up because she can't protect me from him anymore. It looked like a fire demon, but black fire, and had a face like the smiling theater mask. I haven't seen it since. I've researched a lot of stuff, but I can't find anything on it. Does anybody know what this might have been? Absolutely not. No. If there is anything that you guys can see that's related to these two stories, it's that they're both really fucking scary. For the fact that these like scary ass figures are showing up in these people's like dreams and real life open eyes like in front of you. No, just absolutely not. No. And a freaking black fire demon thing, I can't do that. No, thank you. I'm glad this person hasn't seen it since. Has anybody had an experience like this? I mean, really, like either story. Because these are two scary ass figures. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And that's all I'm going to say on it because I'm getting a little spooked. So if you have had a paranormal experience or anything like either of these stories today, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And well, it's an odd world after all.
Oddballs, go follow us on It's an Odd World After All podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Also, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If you have a story you would like to share, email us at itsanOddWorldAfterAll@gmail.com or message us on one of our social platforms. Don't forget to share us with your family and friends. And check out our website, itsanOddWorldAfterAll.com.